Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Presidential visit to Kaduna State. Sir, you have been duped by El-Rufai by Kabiru Ahmed. Presidential visit to Kaduna State. Sir, you have been duped by El-Rufai by Kabiru Ahmed. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, stay tuned as I read today's news. Shortly after you arrived Kaduna State to commission some project constructed by the Kaduna State government, a disturbing story broke out in the conventional news medium as well as the social media that about 11 local government areas in Kaduna State were muzzled into contributing a whopping sum of 10 million naira each to cater for the security and logistics needs for the presidential visit. The release of the total sum of 115 million naira was contained in a directive dated Thursday, January 19th, 2022, signed by the Director of Inspectorate on behalf of the Commissioner for Ministry of Local Government Affairs, Ilyasu Uzeni. The local government affected, as contained in the letter, are Jema, Kaura, Zango, Katav, Chikun, Kaduna South and Igabi. Others are Zaria, Sabongari, Giwa and Soba. Ironically, Mr. President only commissioned El-Rufai's project in just 5 local governments, namely Kaduna, Zaria, Igabi, Kamfachan and Sabongari. It is rather curious that with all the billions accruing to Kaduna State from the federal account, local government who are struggling financially would be asked to contribute 10 million naira each towards financing the presidential visit. Mr. President, given your stance against corruption and wastage of public funds, your diehard supporters must have been disappointed that such a huge amount that could have been used to provide healthcare services or portable drinking water to rural dwellers was withdrawn in the name of providing you with security. Even we all know that providing security in a presidential visit to any part of the country is the sole responsibility of the presidency. Mr. President, 4 out of the 11 local governments that were cajoled into making that contribution are among the worst hit in terms of banditry in not only Kaduna State, but the entire Northwest. These are Zaria, Chikun, Igabi and Giwa local government. Therefore, it amounts to grave insensitivity to withdraw such amount for the purposes of providing you with security without considering their situation. Mr. President, the 115 million naira was actually expended in renting crowd to deceive you into believing that people are still supportive of El-Rufai and its capitalist government, as against the mammoth and plain crowd that usually welcome you in such visits. A political jobber, Rabiu Benin Gwari, was specially assigned to hire 15,000 people that will create the impression that all is well with APC in Kaduna State. Mr. President should also inquire why the Kaduna state government cancelled the Friday Jumat prayers scheduled for you to attend at the Emir of Zazzau's palace. There were fears on the part of the KDSG officials, Kaduna state government officials, that the rented crowd could be outnumbered by genuine crowd and could embarrass Mr. President because of the people's anger against El-Rufai's unfriendly, wicked and restrictive policies. Mr. President, El-Rufai, in his welcome speech during your visit, boasted of generating the highest revenue in the history of the state. However, it is suspicious that despite all this, the state government still owed primary school teachers and some workers their salaries. Further investigation revealed that the 4 billion naira IGR, which El-Rufai regularly boasts of, comprises the hijacked local government revenues, which is unconstitutional. Indeed, local government revenues constitute 40% of that 4 billion naira he told you about. Mr. President, the leakage of the 115 million memo has infuriated Governor El-Rufai so much to the extent that he has directed the State House of Assembly to suspend Soba local government chairman, who is the only opposition chairman involved in the withdrawal of money. El-Rufai believed that the Soba local government chairman, being a member of the opposition PDP, must have leaked the memo. El-Rufai further regretted allowing the opposition to clinch some local government as they will continue to sabotage its underhand dealings, especially as the 2023 general elections draws nearer. Mr. President should ask governors like Umara Zulum if it is normal for governors to direct council chairman to donate over 100 million naira to support security agents and logistics of presidential visit. Mr. President should have asked El-Rufai why he spent a whopping sum of 7,582,800,095 naira for Cow Bridge, while a corrupt governor like Governor Abdullahi Ganduje built a similar one in Kano for just 4 billion naira. Mr. President might be interested to know that the citizens of Kaduna State only heard of the cost of that bridge for the first time during your visit. The cost of other construction works in the urban renewal project has still been shrouded in secrecy even after obtaining a 350 billion from the World Bank. To my dear listeners, now I've come to the end of our today's news.